All right, y'all, let's go. Let's go. We're back again. We are live. Here we go, y'all. All right. We're going to get right into it. No intro. We just here to talk, have some good conversation for an hour or so. And this show here. Yeah, Marcus Bell in the building. I saw. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. I didn't talk it up. Don't even try to blame me. Y'all don't blame me on this one. I'm just saying. I just knew it was coming. Okay. Do not blame me. But yeah, that's part of the conversation. Um, I should have put her picture up here too, but I forgot. And I was thinking about it. Dang. Anyways, all right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. We back with another live stream here. And this show here, man, got an interesting topic here, focused on the flyweights once again, because this division is kind of it's kind of in the middle of a transition, if you will. Um, you have your fighters that already got to a certain level. They've been there, done that. Your more experienced fighters you have in the division, and then you have your fighters right here. Okay, let's look at the picture. Let's look at the picture. All right, best way to break it down is how I put it in this picture. All right, so at the top, you have these fighters up here. At the very top, you have these fighters at the top. All right. These five are your fighters that are on the verge, or possibly on the verge of, getting weeded out. Not necessarily getting cut, but everybody has an eye on them right now. You know, everybody has an eye on these ladies at the top because it means growth. It means a spot. All these ladies have something. Of course, Antonina doesn't, before y'all try to get me on that one. Antonina, of course, she doesn't, but she is a fighter that is a target as well. Why? Because she carries that Shevchenko name, right? So that's the whole purpose of the title of this show. Weed them out. We got to weed them out because we got to make room for the fighters that's growing. So, all right, we got these veterans in the game, still have skills, still can be threats. They can still be threats, right? And then we got this bottom half here. These fighters right here that want to take over. These fighters that want to dominate. That's why I call them the hungry bunch. The hungry bunch down here. We got these five up here. They're dangling right now because these five down at the bottom. Of course, there's more, but I just picked five. These five down here at the bottom, they're ready to work. They're coming. They're ready to take over the division. All right. So that's what it is. You got your fighters that are about to get weeded out, and then you got your hungry bunch coming in. And in the middle, I put these two in the middle. Of course, there's a few more I could have put in the middle, but it's just an example. I mean, I'm gonna bring up the names that kind of fall in the middle that are kind of dangling, anyways. In the middle, we have G Rob, Jillian Robertson, and Andrea Lee. I put Andrea Lee there. I know she got 2 wins plus a fight coming up that could push her towards a title shot, but I just put her there because she's kind of in the middle right now. You know, don't know if she's as hungry as the ladies at the bottom, and I can't necessarily say she's like the ladies at the top, because she has been trying to revamp her game. She has been trying to revamp her game, right? Um, and I think once she performs in May against Viviane Arujo, that's going to answer questions. That's going to tell us, do we put her at the top? Or do we put her at the bottom? And I know that doesn't really make sense to y'all, but I put the up and comers on the bottom because, that's where they are. They are the ones on the come up, where you got the ones that are already at the top. minus Chef Antonina, they're kind of dangling over these beasts at the bottom that are ready to, swallow them up. You know what I mean? The minute they let go, they taking in. They taking them over, taking their spots, right? And poor Caitlin Chikagan, I got over here on the left side right here. I mean, I just put her over there on the side because we don't know if she's going to be re-signed yet. I don't know what the deal is with her. Ain't no disrespect to her, but she's kind of like the question mark. She's actually done what she's kind of in that category at the top somewhat, but not really, because she's beat all of these ladies just about. Well, yeah, she did, right? Now that I look at it, she did. She got a win over Murphy, JoJo. In my opinion, she beat Jessica I, but that's an L. She beat Meyer twice. She beat Antonina. So she's not really in that category. She's kind of in her own special category as of right now, which is a free agent. So there's still a question mark where Caitlin Chikagan stands. I mean, as far as rankings go, she's still here. Matter of fact, in the rankings, just so y'all know, Cynthia Calvillo was bumped up to number 9. Cynthia Calvillo's been bumped up to number 9, and Jessica I's down to number 10. But Jessica I, that's fine. But Cynthia Calvillo needs to be vacating. Needs to be moved to 115 now. Anyways, yeah, Caitlin Chikagan, can't really put her at the top place because she's beat all these fighters at the top. She's kind of on her own right now because she can kind of just fall in her own category where she can fight whoever because she fought everybody. Like next to Valentina, she has the most wins. She's second place with the most wins. And, she's one of those fighters that presents a very tough task, Can't say everybody on the bottom would beat her, Because like I said, she beat just everybody except I at the top. But her style could very much well be a problem for these fighters on the side. So, yeah, Caitlin's on that side there. But she's just kind of off on her own. She doesn't have a contract yet. Hopefully they re-sign her, though. Hopefully they do. But yeah, man, these fighters at the top, man, they got a lot of thinking to do, man, like about what they really want. I mean, Jennifer Meyer, let's start with her. I mean, she's one in the division that's kind of spoken out. Like, of course, it hasn't really shown in her performance that she like to fight Valentina again, but it takes work. I mean, you can't just say you want it and don't really have the leg to stand on. With Jessica I win, where you barely, pull off the win doesn't really mean that you earned that shot, right? I mean, she got to do something like Robert Whitaker and win like 4 in a row. Make it look like you were her toughest challenge, which she really wasn't. Valentina versus Jennifer Maia, it was more of just a fight where she showed how tough she was, but not really like competitive. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't really like this competitive fight for Jennifer Maia. So Jennifer Maia is on that top list because she's being put in there next with Manon Fiorot, and if she doesn't step up her game in this fight, she could very well much be knocked down the list here. Not necessarily cut, but just pushed down the rankings, knocked out of the top 10, and it just kind of goes downhill from there. Now, I'm granted she could probably beat a lot of other fighters, even if she did lose to Manon, but I just think that it'll kind of do something to her mentally, and depending on what type of beating she suffers in this fight, if she does lose, if she loses, and depending on which Manon shows up, that could knock something out of her game, right? So Jennifer Maia is in that category because, again, she's been showing a lack of IQ in her fights, against Jessica I. Yeah, she got the victory on paper, but she made it a tougher fight than it needed to be. Lost to Caitlin Chikagan again in the rematch. And we didn't see this fighter that wants to fight Valentina in the rematch. She didn't go in there and try to stop her. She didn't go in there and try to submit Caitlin. So with the lack of IQ, it just kind of shows you that she's regressing. And I hate to say that because, she still packs a lot of good attributes about her. She's strong, durable. She got a good chin, good boxing, a lot of good things about her. But, she's just been in the game for a minute now. I want to say like, what, 9 years, 10 years? So maybe it's just coming down to a head where, what she's saying is not actually what's translating through her actions, right? I mean, let's see. How long has she been in the game? Jennifer might have been in the game since, I want to say 2009, all right? Almost 13 years. Going on 13 years. So that's a lot of years in the game, man. I mean, organization after organization. So even though she's only 33, you know, that's old. Hold on one sec. Oops, I'm back. Hit that plug. No, I wasn't the sound. I kicked my plug out. I just wanted to plug it back in because I don't want this laptop to die on me. All right. Okay, so what was I saying? All right, got about 13 of y'all in here. Make sure you hit the like button when you're coming in. Go ahead and do that. We'll get right back to it. All right. So back to what I was saying. Jennifer Meyer, she's already got some years on her game. So she's definitely like not on the chopping block, but she's definitely like a target. You know what I mean? Like she's already got her title shot. She's out of the way. And if she's not really holding it down like Robert Whitaker is, even at middleweight, you got to say that she could be food for one of these up and comers, and they're definitely going to want to take advantage. Like it's coming, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, Manon could go in there and say, hey, this will get me closer to a title shot. I'm going to take her out. She probably been studying her, So she's one that's, on that list, man, on the lower level, you got Antonina Shevchenko. She's one that these hungry fighters are definitely going to target just because it's a name, you know, like Andrea Lee did, Caitlin Chikag, they all went in there and said, oh, I'm going to go and blast her out since I can't do that I can't do that to Valentina. So it's one of those situations with her, and with how she's looking, a lot of people are just going to want to fight her just to get her out the way. They just want to do that and get that name on the resume. And Courtney Casey, she's up next. Let's see if she can do the same, because Antonina hasn't really been showing the same drive and the same the same hunger like these fighters where she's with, on unranked level. Marina Moreau came back looking good. Gatto, she's looking like a monster, So she's amongst that realm, So there's a lot of these up and comers. They're going to be using her as a stepping stone. We'll see if Courtney Casey can do that to keep herself afloat, right? And then, of course, oh man, you got Jessica I. Jessica I, she just had to pull out of an injury, so-called injury, so-called injury, beating right up to the Minone fight. I mean, 2 days right before the fight, right? Like what? Barely a week, 5 days, whatever. She pulls out of that fight. And I know what we can say, maybe it was something medical, but maybe it was like a minor injury where she could have fought, but maybe she didn't want to take the chance against the beast, right? So, that's one of those situations. So Manon, she's next in line, like Casey O'Neill was with Roxanne. Got to go in there and weed them out, you know? Go in there, get these fighters out. Because Jessica I, she's been there and done that. I think a lot of people, are, well, some people actually, are fans of Jessica I, but I think a lot of hardcore fans that want to see somebody new are tired of her. She's 15-10 on quite a losing streak. Hasn't won a fight since 2019. Surprisingly, she had some good wins though. She did defeat Chikagan and Arujo, but she lost to Calvillo, right? Yeah, Calvillo, Jojo, then Jennifer Meyer. So it's one of those situations where maybe whoever her next opponent is, if they can hand her that fourth loss, she might be gone next, right? So let me look at the comment section here. If you just came in, high five, then you probably don't understand you probably high five, you probably have to go back and scrub back if you don't understand the picture and why everybody's placed where they are. Because you over here talking about why is the certain people up here. Yeah, you're gonna have to scrub back and listen. You don't understand what's going on. You talking about these average fighters. You don't even understand how I got it broken down. See, before people comment, sometimes you got to go back and listen to how I break this thing down. Okay. There's a purpose and there's organizational how to do things. Okay. I'm gonna give it to you since you cool though. High five. One more time. Okay. The top 5 up here are not fighters I'm saying that are above average. Okay. These are the fighters that are possibly on the verge of getting weeded out. You understand? They're fighters on the downside. Got me? The 5 fighters at the bottom, that's the hungry bunch. Hence the title. Weed them out at the top, hungry bunch on the come up at the bottom. And then Jillian Robertson and Andrea Lee are in the middle because they're still kind of questionable. It's kind of questionable where they stand. You follow me? You follow me? These 5 fighters that I'm describing right now are fighters that have targets on them and fighters that a lot of us want to see drop down out of the division, while the 5 at the bottom are new blood. Okay. Now, got that right? I hope you understand that. Okay. You read me now. Okay. So before you go describing these fighters, listen to what I'm saying. All right. All right. Back to what I was saying. So Jessica I, like I said, high five. She is a fighter that is on the verge of being cut if she loses a 4th time in a row. And that's what we all want to see, right? Because all these fighters at the top, they've been there and done that. Antonina's reached the level that she could get to. Jennifer Meyer, she's been there, done that, had her title shot, is on the verge of regressing a little bit. Jessica I, like I said, this injury pushing her back. Doesn't really tell us that she's gonna come back stronger, right? I mean, she's getting older, right? Getting older now. I mean, she's 35, right? So 35 years old. You got to factor in this stuff, 25 fights, 10 losses, injuries. So set her up with the next big thing that's going to come up. And I say that, let that be, I was thinking about it, I know some of y'all said JJ Aldridge versus Jessica I would be good, and I agree with that. I like the fact that JJ called out Aaron Blanchfield because she's number 15. She wasn't getting too greedy. So that's cool. That's cool. But if y'all think she could jump up higher and beat Jessica I and just go ahead and steal a number 10 spot, she'd be over Manon, Macy, Casey, and Aaron. And in all reality, I mean, logically, that'd be good for her. It's a good business move for her. So JJ could call out Jessica I if she's ever going to come back. Hopefully she could win that fight because, I would like to see JJ push her way into the top 15 just to get some of these older fighters out that are just holding the division up now, So off Jessica I. All right, JoJo. Oh, man, I'm a JoJo fan since the jump. But JoJo's got a task up next week, right? Where's her fight? Yeah, 26, not this weekend, but the 26th. Joanne Wood is taking on Alexa Grasso. High Five said, Antonina will get cut after they lose next. I think so. I mean, one more and I could be gone. If Courtney Casey goes in there and dominates Antonina Shevchenko, believe me, she'll probably be gone. Especially if Courtney Casey goes in there and like chokes out Antonina. That's going to be like, oh, man. Like Courtney Casey goes in there and works her and like submits her. Yeah, she'll definitely be cut, I think, man. Because I think Casey's more hungrier than JJ. Maybe. Probably, yeah. I could see that. I think technically JJ's better as a fighter, but yeah, Casey is a little bit more of an animal, right? Marcus Antonina might turn into a ground fighter. I was actually thinking that Casey might turn into a ground fighter. She probably saw what Andrea Lee did and she gonna want to try some of that, But JoJo has a test in front of her to keep her in the top 10. Alexa Grasso next Saturday, right? Oh man, that's gonna be a tough one though, man. But since JoJo's been around for a minute, I have to put her in that list because she's been around. How long has she been at 125? Let me see. She's been at 125 and she's been in the top 10 for a while now, right? Hold on, let me see. Let me pull this up. Joanne has been at 125 since let me see. She fought Courtney Casey at 115. Valerie Letourneau after losing to Jessica Cynthia Calvillo. Ariane Lipsky. I think that was her first fight at 125, right? Kalindra Faria. I remember that fight. Was that 125? That was just like a bounce back win for. Let me see where that weight was at. Yeah, that was 125. Okay, so her first fight, JoJo's first fight at 125 was back in 2018. What is her resume at 125? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Yes. Oh man. JoJo is 4-4 at 125. Okay, so JoJo is part of the weed amount, man, as much as I hate to say it. Joanne Wood is part of the weed amount. That's why I had to put her up here because, she's one of those fighters that didn't necessarily go for she didn't go for that title shot. I was trying to, defend her a little bit, but when she had that opportunity to wait, for Valentina Shevchenko to come back from surgery, but instead, she chose to fight Jennifer Meyer, then winds up losing in the first round against Jennifer Meyer. Jennifer Meyer stole that title shot. Yeah, she stole that title shot. So, I was like, oh man. But it's crazy, man, because you know, for a while, like I said, I was defending her on that because I was like, okay, maybe she needs the money, maybe she want to get in there and stay active. But Jennifer Maia is not a tune-up fight. Jennifer Maia is a dangerous fighter. So for JoJo to want to take that before Valentina, that would have been a rough fight, even if she did win. So after making a bad choice like that, since then, since losing that title shot, JoJo's just kind of been there. Yeah, she beat Jessica I, but then she lost to Lauren Murphy and Taylor Santos. Hasn't really been making like solid improvements in her game. So if anything, we do have to kind of ask our question, like, wow, she's still holding on to that top 10 spot, right? How? One of the beasts already ate her alive in Taylor Santos. So she's definitely on the line against Alexa Grasso, because Alexa Grasso is a up and comer in this division now. Now Alexa, she still has a question mark, in my opinion. I just put JoJo up here because Grasso is fresher. Grasso is the fresher fighter here, and she can weed JoJo out if she's sharp. But Alexa Grasso, still to me has a few questions about what she can do at 125. Granted, she beat Jin Yoon Kim and Macy Barber, but the way she let her foot off the gas against Macy Barber in the third round, I was like, man, you can't be doing that with Taylor. You can't be doing that with some of these fighters like Lauren Murphy and them. So, and you got to think Macy Barber was limited, besides the power, Macy Barber is kind of limited. So I don't know, man. It's still like a kind of a 50-50 fight for me, but believe me, this is Grasso's chance to weed him out. Grasso coming with her weed cutter. She gonna run that thing over JoJo, man. I hate to say it. Like, if she come in there sharp, she gonna run her over. JoJo gonna be 4-5 at 125, and she'll be out the ranking. Well, excuse me, she'll be out the top 10, and then she gonna become food. I mean, let's say if she loses to Grasso, she might have to fight Casey O'Neill next. She loses to Casey O'Neill, she might fall down the ranking. Fight Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto might beat her. Then boom, she might wind up retiring or getting cut, right? So it's one of those situations, though, man. I'm going for JoJo in this fight. I am going for a fan pick, but as far as like just breaking it down, looking at it, it's very close because it's the style that JoJo likes, and it's a style that Grasso's mastered, if you know what I mean. JoJo likes to bang like this, but Grasso, she likes to box against a fighter that's going to give her space. Tall, slower fighters, she'll pick them apart, but JoJo, she'll dog you. She's got the knees, the front kicks. And if you don't have a kill switch, that's where JoJo succeeds. So remember, the kill switch is going to be a big factor against JoJo Grasso. So JoJo's the one on this list that I hate to see weeded out. I ain't going to lie. Just because, I am a fan. So yeah, I hate to see her get weeded out like that. But, it's part of the game, man. It's a part of the game. Going down the list, Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy's probably, I'd say, like the most durable. Well, no. Jennifer Maia, I'd say she's the most durable, but Lauren Murphy still has a lot to offer. Like, don't get it twisted with the Valentina fight. She was in there with Jordan that night. She already said that. She was in there with Jordan. And Lauren Murphy still a fighter. Because before that, she was on a 5-fight win streak, right? Oh, yeah, just so y'all know, the Tate Murphy fight moved all the way to July 22nd. I guess Tate got to, spend up that big brother money, right? Tate got to spend up that big brother money. She going to have some fun with it. But yeah, July 22nd. Wasn't May, but yes, pushed back another, 4 months? Yeah. So Murphy, she still has a lot to offer in this game, so you can't really sleep on her. Because like I said before this, she did beat some good fighters. Andrea Lee. I know it was close. It beat JoJo, beat Modafferi. Um, Before that, let me see, Mara Rivera. That's a okay fight, but she still has tools. But she's still on this list because she's going to be surrounded in a couple more years by fighters like Taylor. Like Taylor, let's say if Taylor doesn't beat Valentina in the coming fight, she'll go back to the drawing board and fight Lauren Murphy, possibly, right? I could probably put some money on that. Let's say if Taylor loses to Valentina, she goes back to the drawing board and fights Lauren Murphy. If Lauren Murphy wins or loses to Miesha Tate, I think. They'll probably fight by the end of the year. Watch. Um, Lauren Murphy, she could still give her a good test. I think Taylor would beat her. But who else in the division where she could start to get surrounded by? Even Manon, Manon's going to be skyrocketing up after this Meyer win if she gets it. So there's a lot of good fights here that she could still present something. But put her on that list, though, because these girls at the bottom are just hungry, man. They're hungry. I know she could be a test, but they're hungry and they're just as strong now. A lot of these girls are coming in well rounded. Murphy, Chikagan, Maya, they all came in from that that bantamweight era. They came in from the bantamweight division, moved down right in that transition where WMMA really started to evolve. But some of these girls at the bottom now, they're coming in with well-rounded skills now. They're coming in strong. Coming in using that brute force and killer instinct. And I don't think Lauren Murphy really has a killer instinct right now. She has some good technical skills and she's big, but I think Lauren Murphy's not as like kill mode. Even on her way up to the title shot, she wasn't very vocal. I mean, BJ will tell us that, right? She didn't really seem like she wanted that title shot like that. So, yeah, Murphy, she's on there because she's been there, done that, and we just want new blood now. Fighters top aren't really showing results that the fans want anymore. I mean, they had their cracks at title shots. None of them is really going on like a 3-fight win streak after losing to Valentina. Valentina does that to you, I guess, right? But hungry bunch, man. We got a good crop of hungry fighters in here. Like that are on the come up. And let me see here, pull up some comments real quick. Oh, BJ, I'm trying to rock here, man. BJ, he said, I'm talking about sending him a link. What you want a link for already, man? I'm trying to rock this show out. Trying to rock this one out because this is a part 1, which I'm gonna come back to. I like how let me go back up here. What's he talking about? How we don't have O'Neal on the bottom row. There we go. I got you talking. I knew that was gonna get you. Took the bait. You took the bait. If I said Rodriguez, flyweight champ, would be a great addition to UFC. Why she's not hired yet? Oh, you mean Katarina? Katarina and Diana Torquato, because I thought Torquato won that fight. I'm just saying. Torquato would be a nice addition. I like Torquato's style for 125. If you ask me, Torquato got a nice style. She just took her foot off the gas in that fight, but Torquato looks good. Ulysses. JoJo is on the verge. JoJo's on the verge. Yeah. I think so. BJ said Manon's in there, but not O'Neal. Oh, yeah. Brian Williams said Karina's too old. She's 36. How much can she do in the UFC? I would like to see Diana Torquato. Manon kills Casey. How I said Manon kills Casey. You heard it first. Well, now you heard it again. Let's see, Ronnie Reed. Good evening. Be careful while you're listening and driving. Robinson might be dipping her toes in hot water, but I'm glad to see a vast improvement in her stand-up. That's a win for me. Now, BJ, don't get carried away with this improvement in the stand-up. It wasn't like improvement. Okay. It wasn't like improvements. It was more chances. It was more of, the fact that she wanted to do it. Like I went back and watched it again, and I was like, I didn't see a vast improvement on it, but I saw her wanting to do it. That's a path in the right direction, but it wasn't like improvements. Yeah, improvement maybe on her confidence, but not like technically, because she was still hitting air a lot. Ulysses said Torquato robbed. I agree. Yeah, I thought she won, man. I thought it was 3. I had it 3-0. I had Torquato sweep the first 3 rounds. I ain't gonna lie. I thought she sweep the first 3 rounds, and it was like, boom, that's it. We know who the winner is. All she had to do was coast for 2 rounds. I don't know. Let's see. Brian said Lauren isn't going to lose her way out of the UFC, but her age is going to get her out of here sooner than later. Yeah, that's another factor. With these fighters getting older, it's like Roxanne. She'll probably be like Roxanne, where she gets taken out, just taken out of the game by old age, and she just needs to retire. I think Lauren still offers a lot as far as just a test and her being a dog. So, yeah, her choosing to retire, that's very much something that we can see. So, yeah, going down to the bottom, man, I think, like I said, we got a good, hungry bunch of fighters on the come up. This hungry bunch, some in the picture, some not. I think once they get into the division, they're still not going to be ready for that Shevchenko challenge, but I think they're a little bit more in the right. They're going in the right direction, because a lot of these fighters on the come up are more well-rounded. Antonina's, more Muay Thai. You take her down to the ground easy. JoJo's Muay Thai. You take it down easy. Jessica, she's a boxer. Lauren, she has some gritty skills, but still lacks like a full, well-rounded game. Jennifer Meyer lacks the IQ. But you got some fighters down here that are learning their lessons now. Like you look at JJ Aldrich. I know not a lot of people are impressed with her, but she's a very good technical fighter. And I mean, I got to give her credit because she won 3 in a row. So I got to talk about her. Same way I talk about Casey O'Neill, she wins 3 in a row. I mean, we got to analyze it. Like, how did she get 3 in a row? Like, okay, maybe she didn't get it in the same fashion as Casey O'Neill, but who was she fighting? Maybe her approach isn't the same, but her technical skills might get her somewhere. So you still have to look at it, whether you like them or not. And that's what I do. Not enough people want to give her credit, but I do. That's the thing with fans. They too wishy-washy. Like, oh, this person here, they hungry, they boisterous, they loud. Oh man, this person here, they ain't got no skills though. But then somebody, JJ Aldrich, come around, want to, take you to school with her skills. It's like, oh, she don't do enough. Oh, she don't pull the trigger. Oh, she boring. Make up your mind. That's why I say I don't dislike Casey O'Neill. A lot of people on here do dislike Casey O'Neill. And one of the reasons is you say she's sloppy, but at least she want to work. And at least she hungry. Right? So you ain't going to get everything you want out of every single fighter. One over here might be sloppy and hungry and tough, but this one over here might be technical and boring, but that's how it is. A technical fighter is going to be in the mindset of wanting to do things by the book. Granted, it might cost them, but sometimes it'll get them somewhere. Like Kaylin Kagan might be more technical and boring, but it's getting her somewhere, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like JJ, I gotta, just give credit where credit is due. 3-0. It's not gonna be the same knockouts because it's not recklessness in her game like Casey O'Neill. So she is amongst these hungry fighters. Because I mean, if she wasn't, she would retire. I think JJ Aldrich has something to offer. Now's her time to come in, fight these fighters that are on the downside, like a Jessica I, or new blood like Aaron Blanchfield, to try to swoop in and take her spot. We could say Aaron could beat her all day, but I mean, we won't know until it actually happens. But JJ's got a good jab. JJ's got a good jab, and she's taking she's really showing that, look, I'm taking my time and I'm adding more to my game. A lot of people before just knowing JJ as a striker, but she showed some game against G Rob. Everybody was like, G Rob's going to drown her when she gets down, but what did she do? She was reversing some positions. She was out strengthening JJ or Jillian Roberts. So I was, I'm impressed. I'm still impressed. It takes a lot to fight a patient fight against a dangerous fighter like Jillian Robertson. That's what y'all don't understand. Like, same way Marina Rodriguez on a higher level did to Mackenzie Dern. It's the same thing that JJ did to Jillian. Striker versus grappler. So I like what she's bringing to the table. I mean, not everybody's going to be a beast. You got to make room for some of these bookworms in here. So JJ, if she can get into the top 15, yeah, I've been thinking about it. I would hate to see her get knocked off that momentum train by fighting Blanchfield now. Yeah, we might have to see her in there with Jessica I, man. I want to talk that fight up. It's a higher rank. It's a fight she could win. And boom, she would be in there just to get another fighter out of the top 10, man. Yeah, I want to see some new blood in there. Let's get JJ Aldridge in there, because Aaron, she could fight. I want to try to get a lot of these old fighters out, man. I ain't lying. I know at some point these prospects have to fight. But let me see, Aaron. Oh, man, let's go ahead and put Aaron up in there with. Aaron could fight. Casey O'Neill ain't got nobody, so yeah, let's do that. Or why don't they take Cynthia Calvillo out of these rankings? It's messing things up for me. At 15, who is she gonna fight? I don't know. So see, it gotta be JJ or Jessica I for real, man. That's who it's gotta be. Either one's fine with me, though. But that would be good though to get I out of there. Get eyes behind up out of there. Because I think that JJ's got the skills now. Like, JJ's like a better version of Jessica I, much better version with her boxing and fresher too. Yeah, she could piece her up and get her out. It makes sense, yeah, but if the injury's there, I mean, we ain't gonna get it, So I don't know. Okay, going down the list, Manon, she's in here with Jennifer Meyer. She's hungry. Much needed. She's much needed in this division right now. Got to get in there and get this work, man. Hold on. Robot Chicken said, I'm gonna be wearing my Patty wig this weekend. I think I have a wig that looks like that from Halloween. Man, everybody crazy about this guy. Robot Chicken, you got one, don't you? I ain't got no Patty wig, man. I not got one. We just said JJ gets credit. Yeah, you better get some credit, man. Better get some credit. Better give me that credit. Yeah, Manon is a hungry one. Manon's a hungry fighter. She's been showing that she's ready. There is no time. There's no window on her. Like, she's saying, I need this amount of time to get to Valentina. She already knows that she's 31, 32, 33, and her time is now. It's just a matter of getting by these other fighters. So the best way to do that is, go in there and weed out Jennifer Meyer. You got to go in there and put this work in that she knows that she can do. And she was ready from the jump, because she was like, okay, just got pulled out of this fight. we're going to push me back 2 weeks and we're going to get a top contender. She was like, something better. I was like, wow, you know? So that shows you that this fighter's ready to get in the top 5. You know, she's ready. And we need that. You know, Valentina needs a good challenge. And I think Manon, style-wise, can make it interesting. You know, I think she can make it interesting. I still think the Santos fight, you know, that type of style may look to be a little bit more competitive with Shevchenko. But, you know, we never know what Manon can present in this fight. I mean, it's going to have to be something out of this world, you know, to take on Valentina. And everything that she's been doing up to this point, you know, she has to do that times 10, even against Meyer, just to really make the argument stronger on why she deserves the title shot next. Because I know the minute she goes the decision with Jennifer Maia, a lot of people are going to start questioning her. So can she stop Jennifer Maia? I think she can, but will she? I don't think so, because Jennifer Maia is tough. And I don't know if Manon's going to be hitting that hard that could change the course of Jennifer Maia's, you know, mental getting broken down. I don't know. I could definitely see her getting 30-27, but I don't know if I could see her in there like stopping her. But you know, if she don't, you know, a lot of people going to start talking about Manon, saying, oh, you ain't going to win this fight. You ain't going to get no title shot by not stopping Jennifer Maia. Y'all got to know Jennifer Maia is tough. You know? So, anyways, you know, Manon is one of these hungry fighters I'm ready to see, you know, get her rightful spot. If she can go in here and finish or just dominate Jennifer Maia, March 26th, right? Ooh, another fighter I like style-wise here I'm looking at. Another hungry fighter that eventually I want to see in the top 10 is Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto has a fight coming up with Tracy Cortez. Was it May 7th, I'm guessing? I'm just throwing dates out here. Is May 7th? Let me see. Melissa Gatto, Tracy Cortez. All right, hold on. Yeah, May 7th. All right, okay, May 7th. Melissa Gatto, you know, not style-wise similar to Manon, but she brings a nice brutality that I like to see in the game, man. Like Manon brings that, you know, Melissa Gatto brings that energy of a fighter that's looking to finish and just like completely control her opponent, you know. Very impressive win against, she was doing some nice work against Leonardo, yeah, but impressive as she stopped Sarge, you know. I was like, oh, like nobody's ever stopped her to the body like that before. Nobody's ever stopped her before. So Melissa Gatto brings a nice blend of striking and grappling to the game. You know, I was surprised that she still impressed that she was able to control Sarge at some point in that fight on the ground, you know. So that's what we need in this division now, you know, somebody that's going to be improving throughout the top 15. And maybe by the time she gets there, she could present some type of threat for Valentina, you know, because, you know, we got to factor in Valentina's going to be getting older. And the more and more these hungry fighters on the come up, when they're able to possibly show a little bit of weakness in Valentina, maybe a kink or two in her armor, fighters like Melissa Gatto are going to be watching. You know, fighters like Melissa on the bottom level, they're going to be watching like, oh man, like Taylor was able to do that. Maybe I could try that. You know, maybe I need to work on that. Maybe this is something Valentina doesn't like. Or maybe Manon, even if they lose, Manon, she still shows some holes right here. Maybe I could, you know, shoot this straight kick up the middle of the body of Valentina or something. You know what I mean? Just things like that. Or, oh man, you know, Valentina's starting to look a bit older. She's starting to slow down. So that's something like the hungry fighters are going to be looking at. You know, they're in a good place right now. They have time to grow, add more to their game, and just kind of age out the champion now, because eventually it comes. Of course, unless you Floyd Mayweather, you just get out at the right time. But it comes, especially in MMA. It will come the longer you stay there. So, I think there's a lot of fighters on the bottom that are just watching, and that's all they need to do right now. Don't even call out Valentina. Just watch. Just watch what she's doing now and try to figure out like what makes her tick. What makes her tick. And I think these dominant type fighters with brutal styles, they're going to be looking at that. They're going to be looking at that. They're going to be trying to figure it out. And they'll be trying stuff out on these opponents that they fight. Eventually, Melissa Gatto works her way up. She might go in there with JoJo, Lauren Murphy at some point. When they start getting those common names, it's going to be starting to look interesting. High Five says Santos must be ready for Valentina's speed. That's her biggest disadvantage, or else Santos can land her heavy shots. Yeah. Aaron Blanchfield. Aaron's another one, coming in at number 15. She's one of these fighters that hang on real quick. Damn, y'all got like 20 people. Yeah. 20 people. 7 likes. Can't even hit the like button for me. I know I got more people in the chat than like 7, right? So, it'd be nice if you hit the like button. Can't believe only 7 out of 20 people. Is it because I didn't put the Casey O'Neill picture up here? Come on. What's up? As I was saying, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, because that's the only way when these notification goes out. I know I should have put Casey O'Neill up here, but I know that makes y'all mad, so that's probably why y'all want don't want a thumbs up. Oh man. Oh, shout out to BJ, man. I just checked my phone. BJ sending over the Cash App donation. I appreciate that. He think that's gonna buy him a link tonight. I don't know about a link tonight because I am hungry, and I'm trying to wrap it up tonight for real. But I'm be on tomorrow, and we can always go in and hold on here. What the crap is this? Anyways, look at some on my phone. We just trying to buy a link tonight. You can probably come on tomorrow though, because I'm just going through these fighters here on this list. Oh man, let me see. Hang on, let me restart this phone here. Oh crap. Okay. There we go. Scott Brown, what's going on? Scott's new. I haven't seen him. He said no Cortez. Oh man, y'all look, man. I ain't have time to put so many fighters. I just grabbed my pictures, but I'm gonna talk about Tracy Cortez. Look, Tracy Cortez been out for about a year, right? She gotta work, man. I don't know if I see the same hunger in her, honestly. I mean, she's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, and she's winning. But is she ready? Is she ready for 125? Or is she fighting at 135? That's where I'm kind of at with hers. I just need to see a little bit more from her. I think Gatto's been showing a nice little track record. Only 2 fights in the UFC, but I went back and looked at some of her previous fights. There's something about her, man. That's why I got Gatto up here. But Cortez, look, Scott, I ain't got nothing against her. Like I said, when she comes back, and if she goes in there and beats Gatto, we can start putting her in that hungry bunch, with these beasts. Speaking of beasts, or not the Manon beast, but uh, the cold-blooded one, Aaron Blanchfield. Hold on. Brian Williams said Casey showed some ability to make adjustments in the Roxy fight. Yeah. Look at this. Breaking news. I pulled out a March Smoke matchup with No Filter MMA due to hunger. That's a good one. Oh, man. That is a good one. Mm. Oh, boy. Yeah, but yeah, Tracy Cortez, look, she's a good fighter, but I'm really looking at the ones that could break top 10 right now. I think she could get, I do think maybe she could get the top 15, but I'm really looking at the ones that are going there and make noise and start retiring fighters. Because that's what a lot of people want right now, right? They want to see new blood that's going to go in there and just start, dropping these names, dropping them. Granted, Roxy was going to retire anyway, but it was nice that Casey O'Neill used that as a stepping stone to learn, right? Next up, like I said, if Manon could do something similar, not necessarily retire Meyer, but that'll be nice because that's somebody taking somebody out of the top 10 now. Okay. Yeah, Aaron Blanchfield, I got her up there, because she's number 15, and she's a pretty hard fighter in there. She's cold. She showed it against Miranda. She's I know when talking about Valentina, she could do this. She wants to get to that point where she can derail the hype train or whatever. She's been talking crazy, but she's still been fighting, and she's been fighting good, and she's been showing some nice skill sets. Very good skill sets. Working on her striking, working on her aggression. Um, Likes to go in and dominate. Of course, she hasn't got a finish yet in the UFC. Hasn't got a finish in the UFC, but she's still very, very dominant. Like, she still won't give you any breathing room. And that's where that's where I don't like where people, get it twisted and they feel like you have to get finishes all the time. Like Scott Brown, you bringing up Alexa Grasso. Grasso is fun to watch, but she hasn't finished anybody in the UFC. Blanchfield, she could very much be the same way, but I think she will get finishes because she hits hard and she has a very good ground game. That's why I definitely say this is just the beginning for Aaron Blanchfield. But Grasso, Grasso, I didn't feel like putting her up here either. I talked about her earlier already, man. I think Grasso, I still got a question mark just to see if she can hang with 125. Like, yeah, she's got skills, but I'm trying to really wait on that. I want to wait till after the JoJo fight. Like, Grasso got to look good in the JoJo fight for me. I want to see her look good in that fight, and then depending on what she does there, we can say, okay, she's part of that crop that's ready for a much, she's ready to get in there and help break out this top 5 that's already been destroyed by Shevchenko, is what I mean. I want to see if Grasso has that type of hunger in her. But yeah, Blanchfield, to me, yeah, she goes in there and gets it done, and she looks good with it. I know it hasn't been in the fashion people wanted as far as finishes, but it's still very dominant work. May go to the cards, but it's still dominant. And I think that will still get you a title shot to me, as long as you win in every round. Right? Scott Brown said since she's Mexican, UFC is going to try to give her a shot eventually. They could. I don't know if it's because she'll be Mexican, but because all honesty, I mean, I know how that fight's gonna go with Valentina, but will it be because of that? I don't know. I mean, yeah, they are. I think I do think that she might jump ahead of Andrea Lee. Honestly, I think they would target Alexa Grasso before they do Andrea Lee, or maybe let Caitlin Kagan fight Grasso because Caitlin Kagan called out Grasso a little while back. So I don't know, but she could jump ahead of Andrea Lee, right? All right, and this last fighter on my hungry bunch is of course Taylor. Taylor Santos is she's that. Aside from her rough debut. Oh, BJ said breaking news: Robertson looking to make a quick turnaround. Shout out to Robertson if she wants to come back. You know what I mean? I want to see that. Jamin said O'Neal is Kevin Lee of flyweight division. She will always see holes in Shevchenko's game, but will end up in future Bullet FC promotion. Wow. Mm. You got anything to say about that, BJ? You said something about me not putting her picture up. I know you read that, BJ. You called me out for not putting Casey O'Neal's picture up, but I know you have to read this comment. I'm gonna read it again just in case you didn't see it. O'Neal is Kevin Lee of the women's flyweight division. She will always see holes in Shevchenko's game, but will end up in future Bullet FC promotion. See, I didn't say that. You read it. I mean, it is a funny comment. A very funny comment. Taylor, man, is a very, brutal fighter. She's very, strong. She packs power in her hands. May not be as fast, of course, as Valentina, but when she homes in, she'll go to the body, go to the head, and she is a finisher if she can get it. And she's another fighter that hasn't necessarily stopped a lot of fighters. She didn't stop Molly McCann. She didn't stop Roxanne, and she didn't stop Jillian, but she beat them. She beat the crap out of them. She really put the work in. Like, she dominated. And that's what it really takes to me. Like, you have to dominate. Like, sometimes if you knock somebody out, cool. Like, yeah, I mean, that's always nice to do. But unless you see somebody who's always homing in and they're very methodical about how they do it and they break you down and boom, they knock you out. If you're not doing that, you're just doing like a once in a while flash knockdown or knockout, still is not really putting a stamp that's saying the person is dominant. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be some type of animalistic attack to it, like the way Andrade does. Like, yeah, every now and then you might see a highlight reel person like Jennifer Meyer, how she finished JoJo, but then she'll go on some decision wins, right? Like, that's cool, but it's always like up and down. But then, like I said, when you look at Andrade, she's going in there looking for finishes. And if she can't, you're still going to feel the effects of her fight and the loss if you go to the cards with her. Like, that's kind of how Taylor is. Taylor is very strong. And she's been performing like a fighter that's, fighting her way to a title shot. And she's got it now. She's that number one of my, what, I'm not even going to call it the triple threat or quadruple threat anymore. It's going to just be called the Hungry Bunch. And this ain't even, like, it ain't even going to have a number on it. It's just going to be the Hungry Bunch. That's what it's going to be from now on, because when I have fighters that I look at that have some skills and they're killing it, you gotta look at it. You gotta recognize it. BJ said until Zama takes a link, I won't know who that is. Oh man. Oh yeah. So yeah, I put Jillian Robertson and Andrea Lee in the middle there because I think they're kind of both in their own ways, they're kind of in the middle. They're just kind of in the middle. Jillian's not necessarily like the fighters at the top. That's on the verge of just being, pushed out, or we need to see her pushed out. I think Jillian at 26 still has room for improvement. But if she takes a couple more L's, then yeah, I'll definitely have to put her up there and just say it's a done deal. I have her in the middle because yeah, she hasn't got to that level. She hasn't got the title shot or had been talked about in title shot realms. So in the realm of title shot. So she's still kind of hanging in her own where she could still break into the top 15 at some point. Right? Especially if things shift around and if she gets the right opponent, she could be in the top 15 at some point. And if she tightens up her skills. So she hasn't really tested herself like some of these other fighters. And she hasn't shown the lack of hunger, even like Antonina has. Like, Antonina, like in her last few fights, it was just like, wow, she was getting broken. She was getting ragdolled. Caitlin Kagan put it on her. Who else did? Andrea Lee, Casey O'Neill. Like, and Jillian's never looked like that in a fight. That's why I can't say it's time to weed Jillian out. Jillian is in the middle. She could very much well be there if she takes a few more L's. So we'll see. Andrea Lee I have in the middle as well because, yeah, she's up there, but I still don't know if she's as hungry as these ladies at the bottom. Yeah, she got 2 good stoppages in a row, but that was against Shevchenko and Calvillo. Like, I need to see her go in there and make a statement against Viviane Araújo. Viviane Araújo is a very, very. This is definitely gonna be the toughest fight on her resume. Well, as far as her last 3-4 fights, Viviane Araújo is definitely tougher than Calvillo and Antonina. So she's got to look like she did against those 2 fighters, in my opinion, to make me say, okay, she's ready and she's hungry and like she's ready to take over. Because even though she fought her way there, Andrea Lee was kind of like, oh man, like I don't want to leapfrog over anybody, she was like, I don't know if I want to jump ahead of everybody to get that title shot. Valentina is near perfect. Just all that kind of talk, kind of makes you think, where do you stand? And then, age is not necessarily on her side either. She's been in some wars. She's been in the game for a minute. At 33 years old, she could, go in there and get dominated or get stopped and get finished by Viviane Araújo and wind up being on this top list. You know what I mean? Or maybe take a couple more L's and wind up in here. That's why she's in the middle. Because, at 33, she does look good, but got to see a few more fights. Got to see a few more fights from her. So, yeah. Casey O'Neill, like I said, I'll say, yeah, she's amongst the hungry bunch at the bottom as well. Even though her pitch is not up here, okay? Like I said, Alexa Grasso, she would kind of be in the middle part. Like I said, the middle is not a bad place. The middle doesn't mean you're the same type of fighter. I think Jama said and really has 10 times more potential than G-Rob. I still would like to see them fight. Even Lipsky, till she took her down. Yeah. So, yeah, that middle part is just for fighters that I still have questions about. Like, yeah, Grasso would be there. Casey O'Neill, she would be at the bottom because she's amongst those hungry fighters that'll probably get their way into the top 10. Now, will she get a title shot? I don't know. But, that's another story. But as far as showing hunger, she's one of them. Right? But I think the fighters at the top are the ones that everybody's kind of ready to see, hey, what you going to do? Or if they're just ready to say, get them out. Weed them out. Weed them out. Hold on. Let me look at the YouTube version of this. Let me see. Message deleted by BJ. Oh, BJ, did you time out Zaman? I mean, it's still showing on my stream, y'all, but I just looked at YouTube. BJ, you over here timing people out? Hold on, he's over here talking about we don't bash fighters. Oh, BJ, you, I see you whenever it was Jillian, you timed him out, but whenever he said Maverick was hopeless, you ain't timing him out. So don't be timing him out, man. Don't be timing him out for that. You ain't timing him out when he said Maverick was hopeless. Mm-hmm. I see that. But anyways, y'all. Yeah, flyweights, it's one of those divisions where, like I said, it's in a good place, good transition here. We got a mixture of veterans and we got a mixture of prospects, new new talent. That's like a good mixture there of like how you build a division, because the newcomers can face good fighters and get a good test from them, and like if they're ready, they'll retire them and take their place and just bring on new blood for the champion. And that's what everybody's been wanting to see. Everybody's been wanting to see this whole division kind of get a new switch around for the champion, Valentina Shevchenko. The Hungry Bunch is on the come up, and hey, this is do or die now from for JoJo. It's do or die for JoJo. Um, Jessica her next fight could possibly be it. I do agree now. JJ Aldridge would be a good fight. Because it's right there, and I would like that fight versus prospect versus prospect. If JJ Aldridge got it, let's get it. Um, Let me see here. Oh, Robert Henry, what's going on? He said can't be timing people out because they like your favorite fighter. He didn't say anything hateful or racist. Yeah, he over here playing, man. BJ, you ain't time. Like I said, you ain't timing him out when he says you hopeless. So what he say? Hopeless is one thing, but calling people pathetic was a little bit. Not really. It's about the same, because if you say somebody's hopeless, that means you saying they don't belong in the division. But it ain't that serious, y'all. It ain't that serious. Don't do that. If you still listening, Zaman, it's all good. I mean, you be, you be saying stuff, but I mean, it's like, yeah, it's conversation. It's conversation. Like, yeah, I disagree with what he say about Miranda being hopeless, but I mean, we'll go in. I don't never have to remove. I don't have to time out nobody unless it's something racist. I don't time people out because I like to, we got a battle. You know, we got a battle every now and then. If you disagree with what I say, hey, I'm gonna come with what I gotta say. If you disagree with me, I want you to bring your points. That's what it's about. Mastermind said Shevchenko's been quiet on IG for the past 5 days. Oh, you know what that means. You know what that means. She's ready. She's working. She's sharpening her blades up, man. She loading the pistols. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm expecting a good fight with Valentina and Taylor, though. Let's see. He said she look pathetic. That she's not that she's a pathetic person. Come on, I heard Zama say worse than this. Yeah. Yeah, man, because I was like, huh? What? Zama was probably like, what? This dude tying me out. I was hoping BJ gonna come back with some thunder, man. I didn't know you were gonna time him out. I was like, man, let's you got bars, or you gonna time him out? Bring the bars. That's what Robert Henry do whenever he want to go at it, right? Robert Henry bring them bars. how many people have I blocked? I blocked people saying some racist stuff on a couple videos. I blocked some people just, getting mad when it's not the actual fight, saying some stupid, stupid comments whenever my videos say they're not the actual fight. You know what I mean? But I mean, nobody in here really said anything, I don't think, for the most part. And BJ over here playing though. He said he gonna time him out. First I thought he like hit it by mistake. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, whenever when what's his name? Shaman said she was hopeless. What a gula. All right, Zalman's back, y'all. He waited out his 300 seconds. BJ BJ must have been at a loss for words. When he saw pathetic, he got fired up. He said, I got to block Zalman. I thought he was gonna come at you with something real, man. Just like when you said Miranda was hopeless. I ain't even come at you with that. I was just like, yo, the performance was enough to me to speak for itself. Yeah, welcome back, Zalman. BJ made him stand in the corner like a kid or something. I was like, yo, come on, man. Mastermind said, I respect all women fighters. To be fighting in the biggest stage is not an easy thing to do. Yeah, it's not, man. I respect them all, man. You know me, yeah, I respect this game. I mean, we talk, we point out flaws because that's what we do. That's what I do. But yeah, overall though, man, like I respect any woman that wants to get in there and get her face bashed in, or anybody that wants to, Joanna head. I mean, hey, you get all the credit to me. Cause I mean, y'all are putting on entertainment for us. That's why I talk about the game. Like, even if fighters I'm not fans of them, I'm gonna bring them up because this is the game, and to do something that I love to watch. You know. Stomach is calling for some food, y'all. Yep, I'm about to pull out of that smoke, BJ. Yep, the food is calling. Oh man, I know who I want to talk about. I might have to do I might do a video tomorrow. I might get on and do a early live. Y'all, what do y'all think of Lucia Sabazo? No. Sabova. Lucia Sabova, the silent killer. Man, that girl is a killer in there. She's grimy. I mean, there still needs to be more seen, but on her level at 8-0, I like her. I like this girl right here. Look at all these finishes, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 finishes out of 6 fights. That girl don't be playing. She was supposed to fight Olga Rubin last year. Dang. I know that would have been good. Man, Lucia Sabova, man. I had looked at one of her fights like about during Christmas because I got a list of fighters I want to watch, and I have to take my time just to kind of watch them because I'm busy. But I sat down yesterday and just watched like 3 or 4 of her fights, and I was like, I love this girl right here, man. She is killing it. Like, it ain't even got to be, like I said, always championship level, but it is working her way towards that. The girl is a fighter. Yeah, Brian, he said the Lucia video looks nasty. Yeah, man. I had put up a head kick knockout off of IG on my IG. Man, that girl is. And you might think I'm overrating her, but no, I'm just saying it's a good fighter to watch. I mean, if you want to see somebody that finishes, that gets down and dirty, this is her. You got to watch Octagon more often. You know what? Octagon and 1FC, I think a lot of ladies that fight over there, shoot, they might not even want to go to the UFC because I was watching some of her fights. Them views was like 200,000 views, man. Like, y'all just don't understand. Like, the more you look at it, like Asia, like the Soviet Union, Russia area, Ukraine, whatever, those areas, like when it comes to the organizations they fight for, they tend to really, really like cherish the women over there a little bit more, or they appreciate them as just as much. Does that make sense? Like, what do y'all think? Like Eastern Europe, Asia, they seem like they appreciate women that fight martial arts a little bit more. Like when they are fighting, when they are, like on a high level. Like I'm gonna pull up one of her fights now and just look at the views on it versus some of the Americans. Like look at the comments on some Americans be making, and I know y'all are American. Like the ones y'all be talking like Invicta, y'all be talking crazy in the comment section. I don't never comment in those videos, but I be watching the chat on the Invicta fights. Y'all be talking crazy. Y'all talk crazy. Yeah, look at some of these octagon fights of Sabova. This girl has potential to be a star. My Lucia Sabova, look at this fight. Over 177,000 views. Look at this one. 426,000 views. 165,000, 225,000 views. UFC might need to pick her up. I don't even know if they can really will they make her a breakout star? Because over there she seems to be doing fine if they giving her recognition like this. I mean, this is like worldwide thing. I know it's YouTube. A lot of people are watching, but she's up there, man. She's a good up and coming bantamweight. I was watching what's her name too, man. What is her name? Katarina. Katarina's a totally different style, but this girl too, man. I was like, UFC, your bantamweight division needs these girls. I mean, look at this. Katarina Shakalova. Okay, maybe she needs to polish up some things, but this girl was suplexing people. Like she's like a gritty, strong wrestler. I watched that girl suplex somebody the other night, and then I watched her catch a girl that tried to throw a flying knee and just, slam her. She caught a girl that was trying to throw a flying knee and slammed her, man. Yeah, Ekaterina is somebody that's needed. Let's see, who else was I looking at? Of course, Tanisha Tennant, she's like, the more technical of these fighters. Like, these are just three doggone bantamweights they need, man. Like, the more I look at Sabova, I think she has that killer instinct in there, like Manon and Gatto does. That's what I'm saying, man. The game is evolving, man. These fighters are coming. That's why I say these fighters at the top, they're gonna get weeded out. I know this is another division, but shoot, what if Sabova wants to move down to 125? She's kind of like a work in progress of Joanna, except she got submission wins. Joanna ain't got no submission wins, do she? The silent killer is already submitting people. She's a Muay Thai fighter, but she is submitting people. Oh man, her head kick knockout, that thing. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Got no submissions, do she? This girl kind of fight like Joanna, especially when they get in the clinch. She wants to avoid the ground, but she will go to the ground with you. She has a grapple game. No, yeah. Wait a minute. She got a rear naked choke early in her career, about like 10 years ago. But this girl right here, she's submitting people and knocking them out. Okay. Joanna got one submission win, in her second professional fight. Oh man. It's all good though, man. I love the fight game. Robert Henry said, I guess, outside of boxing, combat sport get more look in places not in the US. Yeah, Robert. I'm like, these girls out here, they are they're getting the respect they deserve. But like I said, when you get to the US, it's too many meatheads that don't want to see these women fight. I mean, look at this Katarina fight, 100,000, over 100,000 views. 200,000 views, man. This is crazy. What is this girl's name? Isabella versus Katarina. That's a good fight. That was where I seen her suplex a girl. Let me see. She's like 23, 24 years old. Yeah. I saw CB99's gone. Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but I mean, I'll do a video. I mean, there's not much to say. I think I called that. That's why I said don't blame me if she gets cut. Yeah, they need more love over here. He just said they need to re-sign Pudilova. Yeah, Pudilova's a good one too. She entertaining. I don't know if Pudilova want to come back because Pudilova seems to be doing well. Like Pudilova's headlining over there, right? Pudilova's been on some pay-per-views for Octagon, so I don't know. Pudilova might find her home over there. Like maybe she might not be on the level of a UFC, but I think the love that she's getting over there and the headlining cards, I wouldn't step down. Nah, man, don't forget that. Like, say Pudilova's making bigger money over there, and she's getting why she won't come over here and fight? Why Pudilova won't come over here and fight a preliminary card when she over there in the Octagon headlining pay-per-views? Forget the UFC. Pudilova, do your thing. Stay where you at. They don't need to re-sign her. Forget that. They do not need to sign her. Just like Stan Fairtex. You know what I mean? They doing well at ONE FC. Why are you gonna fall into this division over here where they'll make you fight, as a prelim on a card? You know what I mean? Like under men, whenever you're the headliner. So forget that. Yeah, Pudilova's doing fine on the level she's on. I think she's found her place. Yeah, Robert says she's doing well outside of UFC. She is. Like, I was looking at a few of her cards and I was like, yo, these organizations like Octagon, they're taking it, they're appreciating the fact that she had fought in the UFC at one time, and they said, okay, yeah, we need to, give her this credit now. We need to keep pushing her. Yeah, she's been gone for about 2 years now. About 2 years, and it's been good, man. Like, I say she lost one time, but other than that, like the fight she's been in there with, the good levels that she's on, talent wise, and she's right where she needs to be. See, some of these fighters out here, like a lot of these other female fighters, they think that UFC is the end game. They think that's it. But, I think Pudilova getting cut, that was the best thing that happened for her. And she probably seen it too whenever she's seen them checks. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Marcus Bell said, I'll go combat. Yeah, you talking about Yasmin. You talking about Yasmin, right, Marcus? That's another up and coming threat to the strawweight division. Yasmin, what's her last name, Marcus? You know what I'm talking about. As Ahmed said, Pudilova can't defend to save her life, though. She is one of those who has wild mechanic punch and always overextends, likes a cachoeira. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so she's where she needs to be. Robot Chicken said Pudilova's a punching bag. Yeah, but she's entertaining. So she needs to be right where she's at. Robert here said, Coach is blaming you for that Mazo situation. Hey, I said it, man. I was like, yo, if she gets another loss, it might be time to go. And I mean, it's to save her some, humility and beatdowns. I mean, not to be funny, but it is, to save her from getting beat up when she could just grow. I wouldn't say Pudilova was a punch bag. I say she was a entertaining fighter for the level she was on. Because she's found her home. How long was she in the UFC for anyway? Like 3 years. She didn't have a very good resume there because it was like, I think, 2-4, 2-5. But hey, it's all good. Yeah, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't really try to say, okay, she needs to go. But what's her name? This girl I'm talking about now, Sabova, she needs to go. She would go over to the UFC, unless the money's good over here. I mean, if Octagon is giving her the money, yeah, that's fine. I mean, but I would like to see her liven up the bantamweight division. Yeah, Zombie Girl is a brawler. Marcus said, yeah, Yasmin Harige, yeah. Yeah, I follow, I'll be looking at her Instagram and see what she's up to, every now and then. But yeah, Harige is no joke. I'm looking at Harige, to see Katarina, of course, Tanisha. Who else is looking like a beast? Sabova. Who else? Some names I gotta watch. There's a couple more names out there I gotta watch. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna talk Corey McKenna and Elise Reed. That's ideal. That's an ideal victim for G-Rob. That's why BJ wants. Pudilova getting that experience though. Pudilova's on like a 4-fight. She's won her last 4 out of 4 or 5 fights. Pudilova might come in there and put her hands on Jillian though. I'm sure her ground game has probably gotten a little bit better, or her takedown defense at least. But the flyweight division is packed. Because we got enough to transition out, enough to transition in. For what else, y'all? We got where does Montana fall into this position? Let me go ahead and bring that up. Where does Montana fall? Does she fall in the middle, or is she part of the fighters that need to be weeded out? Let me ask Zaman that question. What do you think, Zaman? Where does Montana fall? Does she fall in the middle? Does she fall in the bottom with the beast? That monster pit? Or does she fall in the top fighters that are dangling that need to be cut or close to being weeded out? Where does she fall in? BJ said, y'all looking forward to Tough or nah? I kind of am. I'm looking forward to the interaction between Nunes and Pena. But I do want to see what Chantel Coates and some of these other fighters what they can do. But I don't know, man. I don't know if any of them are like really, really big threats to the flyweights they already have. I really would have liked to see what they could have done with the atomweight division, featherweights. All right, Robot Chicken said Montana in the middle because I can see her making improvements. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Because I think she could beat Macy Barber. But if Montana go in there and lose, boy, she's got enough skills to beat her. Yeah, it's not that I don't really want to see these flyweights. I just thought they could have did something with atomweights or featherweights, man. And we already got a lot of flyweights now. I mean, I like Brogan. Brogan's coming over there. Brogan Sanchez is coming over, or she's going to try. Chantel is coming over, but we got a lot of flyweights right now, man. Like they could have did bantamweight. Well, yeah, they could have did bantamweight to 145. Like something that where the division is dry. Ooh, yo, MMA. Okay, breaking news, y'all. I follow well, he follow yeah, we both follow each other here. Meyer on Instagram, MMA dot ideas on IG. Just reported Rose Namajunas versus Carlos Esparza is set for UFC 274, the co-main event, May 7th via Sports Illustrated. Okay, y'all heard that. It is set for May 7th. Video coming. So shout out to MMA.ideas, aka that's Manny Meyer on Instagram. He just reported Namajunas versus Esparza 2 is set for May 7th. UFC 270 freaking 4. Y'all heard it here. So y'all make sure you hit the like button on this because we trying to bring it in when we have a chance. Bring in this breaking news. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Robert Henry came back at the right time, so I know he heard that. I know y'all heard that. All right, let's see. Robot said Montana can make top 10. He said Robot, that's not top 10. Okay, Zaman has answered my question. He said MDLR will be okay as long as there are fighters like Lipsky, Shevchenko, Cachoeira, so on, Courtney Casey, and plenty of potential victims, but she won't make top 10 anymore. Dang. She could. Well, she'll make top. I think she can make top 15. She can make top 15 because if she beat Macy Barber, she'll be top 15. So she can beat Macy Barber, so she'll make that. Ulysses said, "What's the main event? What is the main event? Is it Oliveira Gaethje? Yeah, Oliveira Gaethje. Yep, Oliveira Gaethje. Robot, check this out. Might take Carla. BJ said he got Carla. I actually just did a video yesterday talking about this. I ain't put it out though. I got a video. I'm gonna release it anyway. I got a video on my phone here. I need to put out talking about this fight. Well, yeah, Robert said I know all the Rose haters heard that. It's Thug Nation, right? Thug Nation's back. Hey, look, Rose coming back in May. Everybody thought it was gonna be like July or August, but she coming back early. Okay. Rose is back. She coming back early. Let's get it. BJ said y'all think Charles Oliveira beats Gaethje. Ooh. I think he can, but will he? I don't know if he will. If it stays standing, man, I could see some bombs. Gaethje landing some bombs, boy. But Oliveira in that Poirier fight, I was on the fence, but I was like, I like Poirier, but Oliveira, man, he's tricky, man. I said he's tricky. And he's kind of a, a very, very dangerous guy when you get, he's able to get you back or get you to the ground. And somebody disagreed with me. I was like, okay. Yeah, if he stands with Gaethje, he'll go to sleep. But I think Oliveira's game is to, land strikes as well. I think he wants to get in strikes because he knows Gaethje's there, but it's not going to be his main game. His main game is going to it's going to be to take it to the ground. Man, this is going to be a good card, y'all. Marcus said Montana never made top 10. No, she didn't, did she? Yeah, I actually did a video yesterday. I was just trying to decide, man. I said, who who can look better in their rematch? Is Carla going to look better than Zhang Wei Li in her rematch? Ooh, let's go ahead and post this up. Let's see. Carla is getting her rematch title shot 7 years later. That's a long time coming, y'all. That is a long time coming. 7 years. Some people don't even hang around that long, but Carla did. And still hanging in the top 10. Shoot, I got to give Carla a lot of credit there. Yeah, I think Oliveira has pretty decent striking. And his striking is not going to be a game plan of, to just bang with the guy. Yeah, man, I like, I like Dustin. That's why I was kind of picking him, but I said, man, you know, Oliveira is just too much of a anaconda when he gets on you. You know what I mean? And like that's what he gets. That's what he'll get, once he can get you down or if he can land a big shot. I like Gaethje, but I might have to look at Oliveira, and I don't want to make that mistake or pick against him. Well, I did pick him against Chandler. Again, it was a situation where I like those guys, but I had to go with him. BP said early prediction on Tate versus Lauren Murphy. I'm gonna go with Lauren Murphy. BP. They pushed that fight out to July. I'm gonna go. What about you, BP? What do you think? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Lauren Murphy. As I have no idea how this fight will go. Rose never fought a prolific wrestler grappler since the first fight. No, she hasn't. Like she hasn't fought a prolific wrestler in Zhang Wei Li, in Joanna, and Jessica Andrade, the two fights. Everybody wanted to bang with Rose or trade with Rose. Nobody in there really committed to just round after round or minute after minute of pushing the pace and wanting to get the fight to the ground. Who's done that? Nobody has. So Carla has a very good chance. If Carla does not get hit by bombs and she gets on the inside, it's going to be a long night for Rose. I'm interested to see how strong Rose is since the 2014 fight, like how strong she's gotten. But I've seen Carla get stronger. Carla's gotten stronger on the inside. The way Carla bodied Yan Janan too. Shoot. Who picked Yan Janan to beat Carla? I know some of y'all did. I said Carla was going to stop her in two, but what happened? Oh, man. Rob Henry said, I have to give Carla credit. Rose is going to have to give her a beating to win this fight. Yeah, she is. I think, yeah, she is. Gabriella, what's up? She said, I feel Carla's going to have more success than Wei Li, but won't win against Rose. Got you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the question I was asking myself yesterday. I was like, is Wei Li, whose rematch is going to be more competitive? Is it going to be Carla's or Wei Li's? And I think Carla's. Let's see, Brian Williams said Rose gonna knock Carla out. We'll see. I don't know. Carla, low to the ground. She gonna be looking to shoot her way in. She gonna be trying to close that distance. I don't think Carla's gonna be like Wei Li, giving too much respect at a mid range. She ain't gonna be looking to stay on that outside of mid range too much. She's gonna be looking to get in there. But this is good news. This is great news. Not June or July, but it's coming in another 2 months, May 7th. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What else? What else? Let's see. All right. Ulysses said Whitman has taken 2 L's. Trevor Whitman. Oh man. His almost said I'd give Justin 20% chance for a clean KO, and that's that. If he knocks down Oliver, he won't be able to finish him. Otherwise, Oliver walks him down. He has advantages in reach, length, kicks, clinch, BJJ. Yeah, if just in case he does something crazy like knocks Oliveira down and he tries to go down to the ground with Oliveira, oh, Oliveira's gonna wake up. Oliveira's gonna wake him up, or he's gonna wake up, and you'll probably see him get the submission. Like it's gonna turn into his fight. Like if he gets knocked down, his mind wakes up because he knows he's in his realm. Like if he gets dropped, he'll wake up. That's why just in case you better make sure he got, all kinds of NyQuil in that right hand he lands, but we'll see. Zama said Rose can't commit much. She will be extra cautious. I can see Rose winning Holloway Edgar style. Fight with significantly more low volume than typical Max. Yeah. There'll be some low volume. Yeah. KG has wrestling with zero ground game. Yeah, I don't really think he has a very good submission game. So they back in training camp together. They're all part of the same camp. So it's that time, y'all. It is that time. Rose versus Carla. Good news. May 7th. So yeah, man. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I'm gonna probably get back on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about some Luana Carolina and Molly McCann. I know y'all looking forward to that one. Corey McKenna, Elise Reed. I want to talk about that fight a little bit. That's something where BJ he'll want to spar because I know I'm kind of going for Elise Reed in this. I mean, Corey McKenna, nice, very close strawweight fight, but I'm just kind of leaning towards Elise Reed a little bit here. But we'll see. Well, what else? We'll talk about Rose and Carla some more tomorrow. I want to make sure it's official. I mean, that is official, right? But I'm gonna let it sink in for a day or two. I want to let it sink in for a day or two. Brian Williams said, I think Rose is going to be ready for Carla. It's not that I don't think Carla can win, though. It's a tough one to call. I don't know, man. Knockout is very. I don't know if Carla make the same type of mistakes like Joanna and Wei Lee did. Like Rose tends to, knock out people that want to strike with her, that give her breathing room. But if you don't really give her any breathing room, I don't really think she'll knock you out. Once you start to give her space, then that's when she'll do it. But I don't know if Carla's going to stay on the outside like she's going to strike with it. Robert Henry said, this is one fight where Charles' lack of head movement may be something he won't be able to recover from. Justin's left hook is vicious, but he needs to stay on the feet. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Robert Henry. Yes, sir. Peace. Oh, boy. MMA art. Oh, boy. He said Nunes versus Fallon Fox. Nunes by destruction. MMA art crazy. Nunes by, let me be nice. Nunes by destruction. Let me just put it that way. As I would say, keep in mind that Carl is all the way out or all the way in. That's tough for Rose. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, indeed. Indeed. That's what I'm talking about. The same way Marina Moreau, she'll take her approach at wrestling and her, striking her way in. She's all the way out of range, or she's all the way in your chest. Exactly. Yeah. So that's going to be hard for Carla. Excuse me, that's going to be hard for Rose. If Rose wants to get a knockout, you have to be striking with her because her game is boxing. Her game is the box, and play chess with you, like how Joanna wanted to play chess with her. So she started timing her. Boom. Left hook dropped her. Second fight, she couldn't get it going because, I think Joanna was putting more pressure on her. Wei Lee first fight came in hands down and trying to strike her in the mid range with Rose. Rose head kick out. Second fight, I think there was more pressure in there on both fighters. Wei Lee was pushing the pace a little bit more, trying to get the fight down to the ground more here. So it really comes down to somebody giving her space, and I don't know if Carla's really going to give her that type of space. Yeah, because Carla's going to be on the edge. She'll be out on the edge, like circling. You know how she circles, looking for that entry. Then when she'll shoot in for angles, she can't get it. She'll go right back out. And eventually, when she does get in there, she has been working on her striking too. I have seen Carla working on her striking, the past few months and years. So, you're going to see her take chances to strike her way in. Meyer said that's his all-time fantasy fight. If that's your all-time fantasy fight, I'm going to block you. I was just playing. I'm going to time MMA art for that. He said his fantasy fight all time is Nunes Fox. Oh, boy. Let's see. Ron Williams said Marina Rodriguez found a way to touch Carla up. Split decision. That way, decision that I thought Marina won. I think Rose can do the same. That fight was close. I got to watch it again. And the thing about Rose, I do think Rose is going to be harder to take down than Marina is. Like Marina was easier to take down in those in her previous, well, in most of her fights. But she's hard to submit and she's hard to keep down. But I think Rose, she's gotten much stronger. Much stronger. Oh, Ulysses said, yeah, I don't know why they try to stand with Rose. Her footwork and movement, yeah, it's hard to pick. She'll pick you apart the whole night. Yeah. You can't give Rose time to think. Rose wants a chess match. You have to put her inside the phone booth and fight. Ask Andrade. Ooh, man. I tell you right now, though, I believe Carla can win this fight. But how many title defenses does Carla get if she wins this fight? Let's be real. That's a question. Like, and I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, like, how long does Carla go on a nice little win streak or defense streak? Given the look at the lay of the land, not even looking at Marina Rodriguez, because hey, she could probably, honestly, Marina's probably the one she could beat because she does hold a win over, right? But imagine if she won and she had to fight Andrade or Joanna next. Oh my goodness, this division is crazy, right? I'm just jumping ahead. Like, say she wins, I'm like, oh boy, Joanna might walk away as 2-time champion. or Jessica Andrade could walk off as, 2-time champion. There's just some bad style matchups in there, man. Yeah, I know. I really, if Rose doesn't get this fight won, then I'll probably say, yeah, it's obvious. Like, well, if Rose wins this one fight, then it's gonna make me say, okay, maybe she can get another one or two defenses, like against Rodriguez or so on. But if she loses this, then I'll be like, oh man, this belt is gonna jump around, man, like hot potato. This thing going around. Because Carla has the style to beat a Rose, but we know for darn sure she don't have the style to beat Joanna. And I mean, she never fought Andrade yet, but I think we know how that would go. Mm, 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 mm. What a time to be a strawweight. I mean, yeah. What a time for her to be a strawweight fan, though. It's great for a strawweight fan. Because this division is sick. Mm, 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 mm. Says she looks more drained at the weight cuts. She ain't a 125er though. I mean, she shouldn't have no problem. She has been putting on a little bit more muscle. High Five said Nunes will brutally TKO Pena in the rematch. Rose might try to drop head kick Carla's head, but if Rose is not careful, Carla will grab her legs and lay in prey like Rose did to Wei Lee. Yeah, Carla's gotten stronger. Robot Chicken said Marina's more aggressive striker than Rose. Yeah. Yeah, she is. And that leaves her open for a lot of mistakes, too. MMA said I see Rose beating Carla, Joanna style, but stuff all the takedowns and dominating on the feet. But if Rose gas like she did against Carolina, then she's effed. Yeah, I don't see her working that hard like Joanna did. I don't know if she has that type of work rate, but maybe her strength has gotten up. But like I said, man, Carla's got strong. Yeah, man, that belt's going to change hands like a hot plate. Carla has a great chance against Wei Lee. I think she does more so. I think she could beat Wei Lee before she could beat Andrade or Joanna. I agree with that. I could see that. Yeah, I think so. I think Carla's more committed than Wei Lee is, in some cases. As of lately, like when you look at the commitment, I think well, not of course not the training. I'm not talking about behind the scenes. I mean, like in a fight, I think Carla's more so committed to her style. Um, yeah, so yeah, I could see Carla having a better chance against Wei Lee than beating Andrade or Joanna. Brian Williams saying nobody holding that belt for more than 2 or 3 title defenses. Yeah, I can't even say 3 anymore, man. Like 3 is just too many. Unless you start setting up rematches like for Marina. Like if Marina won, nah, it's still tough. That's how good the division is, though. Jama said, but Andrade is a FU match for Carlo. Yeah, it is. Believe me, it's coming. Even if she loses, that fight is coming. Oh my goodness, you know that fight is coming. Because if Lemos loses to Andrade is probably gonna fight Carla. If Carla loses to Rose, regardless, like to get another title shot or something like that. Because Rose and Carla are gonna be tied up. So then, oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Because y'all know if Rose beats Carla, they'll be 1-1, and Jessica Andrade is 1-1. So Jessica Andrade, if she beats Amanda Lemos, she gonna be like, yo, Carla, yo, me and you are both 1-1. Let's fight for this rubber match, and that's what it's gonna be. If Andrade beats Lemos, Carla loses to Rose, Carla and Andrade are probably gonna fight for a rubber match. They probably gonna wind up fighting for that rubber match. High Five said Rose will gas out by any strong wrestler. Carla has a special chance. Her hips and her middle body is heavy, plus short limbs. It's harder for Rose to push her away. Yeah. Yeah, she can, she can latch on, She's got a good overhand right that she's been developing too. Lafayette, what's going on? What is going on? I know you heard Lafayette, Rose Carla May 7th. Robot G said Rose probably get another robbery. Zama said she looked terrible. She looked kind of thinner. Then the first Whaley fight, weight cuts might be unpredictable now. Yeah. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, man. Can't wait for this one. Shoot. It's crazy. Rose gonna be fighting somebody a third time in this division. If whoever she beat, she gonna be fighting Andrade. Or she gonna be fighting. The only one rubber match that don't make sense to me is the Joanna one. I mean, she already beat Joanna twice, so. High Five said Whaley is training with Cejudo. So do y'all think Carla will wrestle Whaley? Whaley has fast improvement among all the women fighters. Yeah, she will. She gonna have to. That's her game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she been working with Cejudo, but Carla's got to show that she's the better wrestler. So she's gonna work. She's gonna do it. Carla had to wrestle with Tatiana Suarez. She didn't win, but I mean, she had to. I don't think, Carla's going to abandon her game. Carla's going to do her. Lafayette said, who do you like? Who do you like? I think Andrade is coming for her. I would like to see Lemos win. I'm not going to lie, against Andrade. That's going to be a good fight. But, if Andrade wins, I would love to see Andrade fight Rose a third time. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. We got Rose in May, Shevchenko in June, probably Pena in July. Granted, once the Tough Show premieres in May, right? So by the time it's done, let me see, Tough Show premieres in May, and then when it does that final show, it'll probably be in July, I think. Yeah, I think that Andrade could win that Lemos fight. I mean, it's gonna be a 5-round fight too. Either way, I wouldn't want to be either one of them in that fight. They are, they are, killers in their own way. Andrade's more of a proven killer. She's been around the block longer. At 30 years old and over 20 wins in the UFC, 20 fights in the UFC. Love is, I think he'll beat Lemos. Oh yeah. I thought Lemos won. I mean, it wasn't like a big difference, as far as on the cards, but I just thought Lemos won the first 2 rounds. No, 1 round and 1 and 3, I think. Something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, I had her winning. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What else? Lafayette Kathy. What do you think, Lafayette Kathy, about you just came in? Who in the flyweight division at the top needs to go? Who out of the 5 pitcher fighters up there in the top need to go? Well, I think all of them at some point do because we need the new blood in there. But who do you think goes next? Maya, Antonina, JoJo, or Murphy? Bet Murphy. I don't know. Murphy's fighting Misha Tate next, and I picked Murphy to beat her in July. They pushed that fight back to July. I'm gonna go with. You said Santos for the upset in June. Oh, it would be something. If Santos wins it, I'm gonna be like, oh yo, we got a new one. But I don't know if for me, I mean, why do you think Murphy goes up? Because I think Murphy beats Tate, and if she beats Tate, she'll stay around longer. I think. Oh, you got you got. Oh, that's why. Okay, you got Misha Tate. Okay. See, I think Jessica I goes next because when she comes back from injury, she might fight JJ Aldridge or Aaron Blanchfield or somebody, and they get her out. They get her out. Marcus said JoJo or I are next. Yeah, we'll see with the Grasso fight. I'm still giving her the benefit of the doubt. If she can look good against Grasso, then she's bought herself a little bit more time, right? But yeah, we had a good conversation tonight. I just need to get up now and go eat some. We went through all of these fights, but we're gonna talk about this again. That's why he says a part one, because I think there's more flyweights in there that just need to know their place. They need to know where they're going, and they need to start showing us something. Or they'll be like most recently Sabina Mazo for y'all that just came in. Sabina Mazo, she just got cut, unfortunately. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. You said, do you think Casey or Aaron can make straw weight? I would say Aaron before Casey. I don't think Casey can make straw weight. If I had to pick, like if I had to pick, Aaron probably could, but even then, that's a push because she was about to fight at 135 last year. But Casey O'Neill, and Aaron probably could because she's like 22. Being 22, 23, 22, she could probably get away with it because she's still young. But Casey, Casey got thickness to her, so no, I'm not. I don't think she could do it. Casey probably could make. I don't want to see her 135, but yeah, Casey's fine where she's at. Oh, her frame and just the way she's kind of built too. I just think her frame is just for flyweight and how tall she is. Aaron, I think she could. You know, Marcus said, "Lauren, come out here." You put that in people's heads for Marcus. A lot of people say Casey versus Maverick. I'm gonna go with Maverick. I'll go with Maverick in that one. I think she is more technical, which I know that doesn't make a big difference, but being more so technical, she can see opportunities to counter or get takedowns. The ground was going to be interesting between these two, I think. Maverick and Casey on the ground, that would be interesting, man. And I just couldn't believe how Aaron was able to do that to Maverick, though, man. Like control, but Maverick had some nice submission defense in that fight. Got to give her credit for that. Yeah, yeah. Casey O'Neal's like a muscular fighter. So I don't know. Like, I just think her build and her frame is more 125. Like Aaron, on the other hand, yeah, I think maybe she could lose a little at her age, and she could do like Kay Hansen. She's kind of built like Kay Hansen a little bit. I ain't even hear him. Here he go. He said Mary gassed it out after the first half. Oh, come on. After the first round. Man, she ain't gas against Macy. And she didn't really even gas against Aaron Blanchfield, because if she gassed, Aaron should have stopped her. Yeah, she'll have to work hard to get to Casey. Yeah, she'll have to work hard on that one. Oh, Lafayette said she slayed that giant. Who is that? Who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about Mazo? Maverick's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, she slayed her, man. She got her up out of there. I was like, yes. But unfortunately, Mazo getting cut, it's not a bad thing. I mean, she could go back to, excuse me, go back to LFA or Invicta. But I'm done, y'all. So, join, join tomorrow about 7 o'clock. We'll talk about the fights coming up, and we'll go in more on this. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Poor Zaman got timed out today. Not by me, of course. We got time. BJ, oh man, BJ couldn't even come with the thunder. He had to time the guy out. Come on, man. Come on. Anyways, shout out to everybody in the chat. Good conversation. We'll be back on this topic maybe in another week or so. And we'll see some more results with Manon and Jennifer Meyer. And Grasso and JoJo, that'll tell us more. But yeah, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. If you missed this stream or you can go back and listen to it. And just leave your comments in the comment section. Catch y'all on the next one tomorrow. Like always, Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.